Good evening and welcome to Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre. I'm on Paranormal Peeps and this is my guest Michael Postlethwaite.
Good evening everyone. Hello, thanks for tuning in.
And how are you doing?
I'm not bad, mate. How are you? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. You bearing up okay?
Yeah, it's been hard times, hasn't it? Like I said, I haven't been out for such a long time. I've been out to pick a car up. Apart from that, we're having a young child. We've just stayed in, tried to keep her as safe as possible, not listening to Karen down the road on Facebook and so on and so on. Just looking at the research and just trying to keep safe. But yeah, it's been a long time now. I can't wait to get back to some form of normality, like I suppose yourself and everybody who's listening to the same.
Yeah.
So,
but it's also quite a scary thing, isn't it? We've been told for so long to stay indoors, and now all of a sudden, we want you to go to work. We want the kids to go to school. Hi, Sharon Phillips. Hi, Debbie Move. Sorry, I've got my glasses on my head. I can't see you properly. I'm just waiting for the live feed to come through on my phone, which it's not done yet. So I don't know what's happening with that. I was hoping to catch the comments. Right, I've got it. Fine. Okay, then. Do you want to tell us about yourself, please, and what's basically got you into paranormal?
Yeah, of course. All right, then. Well, as you know, I'm called Mike. I'm the owner of Ultimate Haunted UK and Spirit Research Systems. I've been doing this quite a long time now. I might not look it, but I am actually 40. I've been doing it quite a long time, before Facebook was out, to be honest. And what we used to do was go to spiritualist churches and actually some household seances, which at the time I weren't really aware of what was going on with the seances, but then learned exactly what was going on. The thing that really got me into this was when I was young, I used to go skating a lot. I was a big lad, quite a big lad, and I used to do skating for exercise. So what happened was my mum, she didn't trust me walking back across a big field called Edgerton Park playing fields, but it was a shortcut back to my house. So it was about 10 o'clock at night. It had just gone dark, and as some people explain, it was a little bit like a horror movie. There was bits of mist that was coming up from the field. The moon was out, and it was really dark.
Wow.
So my mum came to the skating rink. She picked me up and was going to walk back across where I've just explained to this Edgerton Park playing fields. Now, as we was walking, what happened were I noticed this gentleman that come walking towards me, and he had his hood up. Now, I'm there with my mum, just me and her, middle of a field by ourselves. And guys tend to try and look, and it's not staring each other out. It's just looking into the face of the person that's coming towards you. So I started looking at this person who had his hood up, and the darkness just got darker and darker and darker. Can't laugh about this. I've just got goosebumps thinking about it again.
Yeah.
The darkness just got darker and darker and darker. I was like one shoulder length away from what I thought was a gentleman. And as we took one step past him, me and my mum looked at each other. We must have both realised that we couldn't see a face. There was no facial features. And as I turned back at that split second to see the gentleman, he totally disappeared. Now, there was no way on earth that guy could have just ran 300 or 400 metres in the time it took to take one step past him and look over my shoulder. Now, that was one of that is something which I can't explain to this day. I still can't, apart from I see in spirit with my mum. She was shocked as well. But like I say, it was just that fast the way it happened. He came towards us, and the moment I turned around, he was gone. Now, that was one of the main things. There was a lot of events which happened leading up to this when I was younger. We used to live in a house, and my granddad on my dad's side passed away. He lived in Whitehaven, Cumbria, and he came to live with us for his last few months, unfortunately. God rest his soul. Now, after my granddad passed away, I was a lot younger than when I went to Roll Arena as well. And that's the skating rink, which I explained to you.
Okay.
But that event was undeniable. There was things in the house which started to happen after he passed away. Like we had a shoe cabinet under the stairs, which my dad built. On occasions, I'd come in at night from playing out, so on and so on, and would start hearing scratching in the shoe cupboard. So I thought, is this a mouse? We're off a council estate. I'm not proud. I thought, is it a mouse or something that's got in the house? Whenever we went in there, there was nothing there, nothing at all. So why that scratching started, I don't know. I'm just going to set the scene as to what got me into this. There's a hell of a lot more extreme stuff. If it's staggered, it's because it's how my mindset works, obviously. I'm going to tell you some things out of a book that I'm writing at this moment in time.
Yeah, fantastic.
Older experiences. So yeah, there was the scratching under there. And then there was another night, I came in again from knocking around with mates. This was after my granddad had passed. My mum and my dad, they'd weren't together at that time. We'll just say that they'd split up with all what was going on. And I walked in one night, and the kitchen, we had the fridge that was, it wasn't in a cupboard, it was just it was just in the kitchen sort of thing. You could see the side of it. And as I walked in, I noticed that on the condensation on the side of the kitchen, there was help written into the condensation. Now, I read that and I'm like, oh, right, okay. I had two sisters which could have visited. I wondered if my sisters had messed around. You know, they was writing in the condensation, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
They hadn't done. When my mum came in later that evening, she seen it. She thought I was trying to wind her up. So she had words with me. So as you could appreciate, there's two instances of things that started at a young age. Then the room upstairs where my granddad used to actually sleep in, with a smashing and things upstairs that sounded like things were falling down, and that's what we thought was happening. Things were falling over, but it just carried on. Unfortunately, it was just, I think he was trying to get his attention after he passed. So things like that, really, walking across fields, things that happened in the house. That was when I was around about, as I say, about 13. After that, then, my mum, she got talking with someone and very friendly with someone who actually was living in one of Britain's most haunted houses. It's in books called Britain's Most Haunted Houses, obviously. She used to go around and visit there. And when I used to go around with them, I'd maybe go upstairs and hang around with this lady's children, the young son. I'd hang around with him. One night when I came down the stairs from being upstairs talking to this guy, I noticed that my mum, her other half, and Jackie, that were stood in a circle in the living room, and they actually had their hands on each other's shoulders. And the lady's house who was at then, Jackie, she was doing this strange kind of dance. Now, just remember, I was young at the time, and all this was, I had been to spiritualist churches, but I'd not really, got a grasp on all this. So I walked into this room, seen her dancing, and then I thought the TV had set on fire. So I started to scream, Mum,
oh my God.
corner, the TV wasn't on fire. But yet this white mist was lifting up from behind the TV.
Oh, wow.
So straight away, I started walking backwards and ended up at the bottom of the stairs. And as I looked up the stairs, I don't know what it was to this day, something screamed as loud as it could down my ear, which made me cry. It really, really hurt my eardrum. So there's these kind of extreme things which happened. Okay. Now, there was off and on, I was following. I watched Most Haunted started watching things like that in the early days.
Yeah.
In the early days, like you
They got me into it, actually, yeah.
Well,
embarrassing.
Back then, if you told someone you was into this, you was classed as a nutter.
That's right. You didn't talk about it. No.
It wasn't cool back then when I was young and things like this used to happen. You keep it to yourself. You didn't want to tell people because they really thought you were going mad. There was something wrong with you. So after all them events anyway, years passed, there was other things that happened, but I got older. Then about 8 years ago, I met this guy called Stephen Roberts, who I'm so thankful for to this day. My other granddad on my mum's side had died. I was going through a state of depression. I sat there, I looked at the roof for over a week. My wife thought, bloody hell, this lad needs help. And I started getting myself back to normal. I went outside and I've got this, I thought it's a flashy car. And I was cleaning this car and I heard this guy behind me just start talking to me. So I turned around and this was the first time I ever met Stephen Roberts. So we got chatting about what we used to do. I used to, I'm a qualified engineer and computer software designer. So I started talking to him about that stuff at first. And then he mentioned to me that he made movies and that he'd done some work with BBC and other things and so on and so on. So I said, right, Facebook was out then. Add me on Facebook. We'll have a chat, and we'll see where it goes from there. So I did. And we started chatting for a few weeks. And I started realizing that he was into the paranormal. And then he turned around to me and he said, Mike, I've been talking with a gentleman from London. He's got a theory about a certain house in Pontefract.
Oh wow!
I think you'll know which house I'm talking about.
Yeah, I kind of guessed.
Number 30 East Drive. So he said to me, the gentleman wants to come up from London and he wants to go and spend a week in the house. This was Sunday night till Friday. Want to go and spend a week in the house and run some experiments basically, but from a different way. This was more about, just think of magnetism now. At some point, magnetism wasn't proven. And if people talked about magnetism, they would have been classed as nutters as well. Well, this gentleman looked at things this way about different energies. He didn't say they were spiritual, but he did believe about a poltergeist that was in the place, but he had some other theories. I'm going to cut out a load of that information and go back to exactly what we said. There's so much to talk about, Jackie. So anyway.
We've only got an hour.
I know. Do you fancy coming to Pontefract for a week, Mike, basically, and helping me out? This is all how Ultimate Haunted formed. So straight away, I agreed. Because of what I told you about what had happened to me in the past and experiences, I've read and heard about this house and thought, right, I've seen all these things myself behind closed doors in other places. I've been to spiritualist churches. Let's go to something that's supposedly got Europe's most violent poltergeist and let's go and see if it's the truth. Well, what can I say? So we turned up on the Sunday night. And this is when I met a lovely lady called Carol Fieldhouse, who is the head of East Drive Paranormal team. And the gentleman I was going with, Patrick, he weren't turning up with another guy called Kev till Monday. So that left me and Stephen in that house the Sunday night by ourselves, basically.
Right.
So anyway, Carol turned around to us and said, do you want us to come round with a paranormal team? Straight away, cameras rolling, we're there to film and try and get evidence. We said, yeah, why not? Invite you round. So about an hour or two after we spoke to her, the team turned up. They was all sat in the kitchen. Now, I presume you've been to number 30?
No, I haven't.
Right, okay. Well, it's just like this house here now, people say.
Right, okay.
I'm on my kitchen side now, and as you can see, the door behind, there's actually a coal shed, which is behind that door there behind me.
Yeah.
So I had this big 24-track, multi-track digital recorder set up on the sideboard with a microphone in every single room of the house. Not just one microphone, there was high frequency, low frequency, mid-range frequency microphones set up in the 3 bedrooms upstairs. I had one in the coal shed, one in the back room where the pictures are. They've got a room in the back with a load of pictures. Basically, the house was littered with microphones. So anyway, I'm sat in the kitchen. Now, people couldn't get past me without me seeing them. So I'm sat there and I'm listening and we're doing the filming and the group are in the front room with Stephen. All of a sudden, behind me, all I heard was something like this. Even more extreme. The coal shed door behind me, something was in there, banging crazily, whether it's the story like what happened with Joe, I don't know, but that coal shed door started absolutely like it were going to come off its hinges.
Blimey.
Straight away, I jumped up, believe it or not, I ran straight to the door. And
I opened it. Yeah.
No one's there. So ran straight to the front door then, thinking, hang on a minute, is someone playing silly buggers here? Is there a brick round the side of the house that they can pull out and use a 6-foot piece of wood to start banging on the door? So I immediately opened the door, ran round the side of the house to make sure no one was there, banging on all the different doors. There was no one in sight whatsoever. Checked all the brickwork, no loose brick. Why did that door start banging like that night? Now, that wasn't the only time that happened. I've got the recording, thankfully. It's on my page. If anyone wants to hear it, it's quite scary, but you're all welcome to come and listen to that recording. There was a few other things that happened while we was in there. One consisting of a black mass that I'd say was about 6.5, nearly 7 foot. It wasn't walking across the floor. I've seen this with my eyes. I am not a medium. I'm a spiritual brick, I call myself. This is why I rely on these things that I make, these pods and stuff like that.
Great things they are as well.
Hey, say again.
Great things they are as well. Waiting for my order.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm actually working on that now, as you know. This black mass, honestly, there's a video of me which I was quite shocked at the time because I'd seen things, but this was quite intense what was going on. Like when you go to a spiritualist church, you do see things, you get readings, but it's very, very controlled, very controlled. It wasn't like doors banging, starting to come off the hinges. And I'm not trying to make it out like a film because it's not. There was certain times in that house when nothing happened, but on these occasions, this is what set it up. So this black mass, not walking on the floor, just walking in fresh air. Its head went through a door frame. It went straight through the passageway, turned off my Connect system at the bottom of the stairs, and turned off all the GoPros.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was another instance while I was in that house that started driving me to do more and become more intense. The third thing was, to this day, it was fantastic. I witnessed an apport that was in there. It was just a random, I can't even say a flash. It was like when you blink. And it just looked like this little piece of plastic that came out of nowhere and landed on my mate's hand. And my mate straight away picked his hand up and he said, "Oh, something feels strange with my hand." It was things like this after I left the place and meeting Carol, which got me thinking. I'm like, hang on a minute, this isn't the movies. This is actually happening.
This is real life.
This is real life. This isn't fixed. So what I want to do now is I want to show people real investigations, whether it be public or private investigations. I want to show people what these nights are actually like. And that's how Ultimate Haunted was formed, through that night. And then with me, like I say, we met with the group, started working with other different teams, following them around, documenting public nights, private nights that then went on to being in clearances, which private, I don't want to talk too much about them, but
they're awkward, aren't they? Yeah.
With the clearances is unreal. So as you can see, there was things that had happened to me as I was young. As I got older, then it progressed. Then I started there, and then 1,000 or so investigations later, here we are now. Here we are now, mate.
Wow, so, that's just an amazing start into the paranormal world. You just straight into it, and it's just straight at you, wasn't it? It's amazing.
Sorry, go on.
I'll have a quick shout out. Welcome, Amy, Slaney, Tina, Stephen Griffiths, Anne, Daniel, John Talladay, Luke Allerton, Kaz Barrett, Kelly Dean Cam. Thanks everyone for joining us. If you've got any questions, if you want to add them onto this chat. I first met Mikey at RF Binbrook.
Certainly was, yeah.
So basically it was an event, but it was really amazing and sort of different type of event.
Yeah, it was great, that event, Jackie, with John Blackburn. It was set up, it was one of my first events. John, luckily enough, he said, right, come on, let's call this one of your first events, get you into it, because I went to Rycroft Hall afterwards, which I think you came to the Rycroft Hall one as well.
No, I didn't.
Did you? Oh, I thought you came to that one, but no. Back to RAF Binbrook then. Yeah, it was a great night, that RAF Binbrook. I've done it a few times there. Good night.
Yeah, and I love that painting anyway.
Oh, that one.
Yes, I've met that painting twice. It's quite amazing.
Are you talking about the second painting or the original? Where because the original, let's say the original was the Anguish Man. Simple as that's the original painting, which John used to work with, and the spirit of David, which he believes is a spirit that is actually from the Anguish Man. Now, I was working with John when he first got the easel, started doing the drawing. I was there through the transmigration at Cook's Corner when we was transmigrating the spirit over from a spirit board, which was attached to a spirit board that was made in Buckley. So then from the Anguish Man to the spirit board, and then from the spirit board, he was transmigrating it over into the canvas. And that canvas is It's yes, I've not seen him for a while, but such good memories with all that.
Yeah, you certainly get certain vibes off that painting, don't you? And on both occasions,
Yeah.
that I've actually met it twice. Once at Haunted Antiques, and on both occasions, I decided to stand holding it.
Well, I used to. Luckily enough, John was great like that. He'd come and pick me up from the house and take me out, in the investigations with him. So my seating partner was the painting next to me. So the amount of the cold air I felt coming, from where the mouth is, the strange feelings. Oh, well, we could talk about that for a long time because I did do a lot of work with John where, at the beginning of the days where that's concerned. So, but I never seen the work with the actual original Anguish Man painting. I've got some amazing footage though, some real good footage from some of his nights
Wow.
previously. So,
Hi, Phil Newton. Thanks for joining us. I know that you know Mikey Pin. Hi,
hello,
Tom.
Phil. Hello,
Yeah,
Stephen.
it is live. We are live. If you've got any questions, just add it. That'd be great. And I'll ask Mikey P. It seems to be a sound issue somehow.
Is that like crackling?
Yeah.
Well, you never know because where I'm actually sat right now, I have actually had some activity which has happened here, but not to me. I'm great. I go out on my nights, go to bed, everything's fine. And then my wife, she experiences some strange things. Like just next to me, I've got a curtain pole, the infamous curtain pole, which I tell people about. I went out to, it was the Trincomalee, this HMS frigate. We was doing a night there up in Hartlepool. We did an investigation. I came back and my wife's pottering around in the kitchen while I'm sleeping with my paranormal hangover upstairs, like you say. Someone started whistling to her, just whistling at her. So she's been like, oh, this is strange. She came in out of the hallway, came into the kitchen. As she did that, we have there's glass balls on the end of your curtain rails, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But one of them decided to explode on her the moment she walked into this kitchen. So there is a couple of things. I've had Connect footage of things moving around in here before. But to be fair, I like this to be my safe haven. I'm fascinated with this, but it scares my wife and I've got a 2-year-old daughter. So we have to try and keep it as calm as possible.
Okay. Do you think you attract them then? Do you think you attract spirit?
I have been told that I've got a gift, but I don't think I don't want to nurture this gift. I'm quite happy going out on my investigations and then going to sleep. I've been on private investigations with clearances in people's houses where the mediums I've been working with, they can't sleep afterwards. The spirit have been badgering them and talking and wanting the interaction with them that much that they couldn't sleep. But back to the question, what you just said, I think sometimes it might be possible. I'll tell you a story why about this. I was working, it's actually with that gentleman from London. We was working on a device which was targeting, I'm not going to reveal too much, it was targeting alien technology on Earth. Okay. Now, we went out one night and nothing happened at all. Nothing happened at all until I was asked if I could call out and engage with spirit. The moment I did that, well, let's just say it was a rude awakening for us at the time. Yeah. So I think when you work with them for that long with spirit, that you do sort of tend to build up that rapport. I mean, I respect them. You don't shout and ridicule. That's unless I'm working with, say a spirit of a rapist or something that is a real evil person. I wouldn't respect them in the body. I'm not going to respect them just because they're in spirit. That's how I am. But
I'm like that.
The rule of, you've got to be, Jackie. You wouldn't be, hello, you've raped so many people or you've killed someone. But because you're now in spirit, I'm going to give you love and light. I'm sorry, it's the same person at the end of the day, just moved on. The energy's moved on from the body. So,
yeah, even if it was somebody in your life who, somebody in your life who was unpleasant, you're not going to instantly like them because they've died and be, I just be true to myself. And it's the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's how it is. So yeah, I do think sometimes I do, and that's through working and going to open circles, going to spiritual, churches, learning how to open up. not just relying on devices, you know. So yeah, I think I do sometimes. Ask Stephen Griffiths and a few others on here what they think. I'm sure they've got an answer for that one. So,
well, actually, we've just had Patricia and Farrar join us.
Hello,
so
Patricia.
How spiritual is Mikey P then, Patricia?
She should know.
Yeah, exactly.
Please excuse me. I'm just gonna have a little drink.
Oh, that's fine. Patricia was one of my actually one of my first shows with Phil Newton.
Yeah, so, yeah. The top guy, really good guys and girls, should I say. Patricia, she's so down to earth. She's very, very professional at what she does.
Laughing. Someone's laughing at that.
But she is. You can laugh all you want. It's the truth. She's so down to earth. She's professional. You can have a laugh with her like any other. It doesn't matter what she's done or where she's come from. She's just herself, and that's what I like about people. None of this. I'm too good to talk to you and have a laugh with you because I'm superstar, this, that, and the other. She's just down to earth and brilliant. It's the same with Phil. Even Mr. Griffiths. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna plug the show that we're all doing together because I actually work with Phil, Patricia, Stephen,
Patricia,
you know, and Chris and Kimberly and April. So I won't plug it too much, but I do work with them and I love working with them. So
you can mention it if you like. Hi, Neil.
Well, yeah, When Darkness Falls. We started out with, I'm not going to go too deep about this one because it'll cause a lot of bother, but we started out with a certain group, which it wasn't for us. I never want any association with that person or that group.
We'll leave that one.
Ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there.
I was surrounded by a team which was talented and fantastic, and each one of us felt like we was robbed, used, and we put this team together purposely to show that we can do it, and we're going to do it the right way, not conning, ripping our way through or whatever. We're going to do it right. So that's how. Yeah, me. I'd worked with Stephen previously before, again with John, thankfully. I worked with Stephen, but we put this team together now. We're working. We've actually filmed a good couple of documentaries. Oh my God, Jackie! I'll tell you what. The Grand Pavilion, Matlock Bath.
I know, it's cool.
Oh, there's some evidence which one of the team captured from there. And I used to run a photography business. I still do. Even John, he'll be honest, he'll tell you, he used to send photos to me. People send photos and videos to me all the time, knowing I've got the studio capability to analyze these things.
Wow.
And I've got the knowledge. And there was a photo captured at that place. Oh my word. If you guys want to see something that is mind-blowing, when this comes out, it'll be on there. Not just that, there's other things, but for me, that Matlock Bath, the Grand Pav, oh, Tanya Taylor, you have got
Tanya's lovely.
Like you're a diamond. Tanya's, she's amazing. She's honestly, like we were saying, Jackie, you meet some people in this field, and 1 minute they can be your best mate, the next minute you don't hear from them, they're against you. Tanya's one of the good ones. These are really good people.
You do find gems though, don't you? Like Phil and Patricia. Like I met them at Matlock Path. I had my first really strange encounter there, and I love that place. It's one of my favourite, along with HAPRC and place in Nottingham as well.
Yeah, that's exactly where I met Phil and Patricia. At the Matlock Bath. I've been back a few times, but when Patricia goes into Transfiguration and things like that,
that's awesome.
Yeah, Transfiguration, for people listening, if you don't know what it is, it's when the spirit projects energy over the aura, over the face, and the facial features can seem to change. It's very hard to capture this on film, but I believe I have done once in Rendlesham Forest when we was doing an investigation there with someone. And they did some transfiguration. The facial features on the camera, I know that person, and they did change. Wow. Patricia, she's another one. She's fantastic at it. Wow, she can say things. You can get the historians on the case, and they will find the evidence of what she's picked up on.
Yeah, I've been to Tutbury. Obviously, I met you at Tutbury Castle with Patricia, and yeah, that's awesome, isn't it? And she did the transfiguration there, and you actually recorded it, didn't you, for your footage?
Yeah, that's what it's all about, Jackie. It's being in the right place at the right time and capturing the footage for everyone to see. Now, I've got the capability, mate, and don't get me wrong, I'm not blowing my own trumpet, to fake like the rest of them for hits. Who am I going to kid but myself doing things
exactly.
like that? Do you know what I mean? But to be there and actually capture real activity on the camera without a full movie studio behind me, just me with my camera, it's mind-blowing. And this is what makes me addicted to it. People call me a lone man. Why don't you shut your page? People don't go on your page, blah, blah. I'm not bothered about that. As I said to you before, I did this before Facebook was out and all this sharing, you know, and so on and so on. I do it for me and for other true people around us in the field. So
yeah, I just want to find out the truth. You know, I've got some items now, and Patricia had 3 items which she put on her page.
I know.
And you really want one of those items.
I want one of them. What time is it? I'm coming for that.
They had a great pedigree as well, didn't they? But
oh, I'd say, honestly, the Warrens, don't get me started about that. I've been locked in for 16 weeks. I'm waffling the paranormal now with people who I love. You might have to tell me to chill out because I'll just keep going. I'm like a pig in mud.
I do want to do some work with those. I actually got some items off Patricia, and Mikey just saw the watch and he wanted it. It's a decent watch, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say, I'm sorry, people, I can't see the comments. I always stay off the comments when I'm doing these. So I'm sorry if I don't know if anyone's asking any questions, but I'm sorry. But yeah, I do that watch. It's got quite a nice pedigree. It'd be nice to get your hands on. Do some well, not me personally, but, you know, do psychometry on it, check it
I've had that done.
And
yeah, some good results. I took it to my development class, and somebody said they got the word demonology through, and they got a lot of words which kind of linked in with obviously where it's potentially from. I know somebody who actually worked with these people, and the energy, she said, was different, but you know,
that's good.
I want to work on those. I have them. I do have them, Patricia, and I respect them.
You should do. You should do.
I do.
If they do turn out, which I feel, you know, that watch could maybe with your other item, but you got a piece of history there, mate. You really have, and it's something to cherish. I said to Patricia, you know, a while ago, I say, oh, that watch, but I got there too late. You beat me to it.
So, well, I saw it and I thought, oh wow, you know, I didn't have any unwanted items at all. And I thought, oh well, okay, it's about time I got something. And then I've got a mirror from Phil as well.
Oh right, okay.
You've probably met that mirror as well.
A few locations I've been to, I've got like my own little how do you put it, haunted antiques collection of things, should we say, a domino from here, a piece of the wall from there, and so on and so on and so on. So I was like, oh yeah, something like that. It looked nice in the middle of the rubble from all the other places I've been to. So yeah, I've got some pieces here that I always remember from a certain house which we mentioned earlier. Yeah, I was naughty. I stole a dice. I stole a domino, and a lot of people have done this and they've had to send them back. They have had to send them back because of things that have actually happened to them when they've took things from there. Luckily enough, I haven't had, well, saying that with curtain poles exploding and other things, but I haven't had anything really, really sinister or serious, you know, that's latched and came with these things. But it was like, let's say I was at the ancient ramming, for example, and there's a piece of the wall which had fell and it was on the floor as rubble and people were just kicking it around or something like that. I'd pick that little stone up and put it in a dowser, you know, and things like that, and pendulums. I'd put them in pendulums, and so I've built up quite a little setup of that stuff. But yeah, that watch, I'm coming for the watch.
Oh, I actually know where it is. I could like just dangle it soon and go, look, do you want that? Yeah, I do want to do some work on that watch, to be honest. And yeah, the mirror that Phil mentioned, which is right, yeah.
Well, let us know, and if there's ever a night where it gets a bit, you know, hardcore and serious, and you want someone filming, unfortunately, with UH UK now, we've backed away from just filming with any public group whatsoever. They've got really, you know, pretty much vetted, and because it's not so much as. So I've been used sometimes. I've worked with some people. I've been out. I've done loads of work for them. I've filmed the night. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours editing. They've came over. They've liked the page. They've shared the work, and then they've left the page and never spoke to me again. You know. And at first it was about that, showing the public about these nights. But now my path's starting to refine as well, and that's what people should do when they're investigating. Never stick to the same path. Always be reinventing yourself, finding new paths and paranormal paths. There you go. There's a plug.
That's why I called the page that, for that reason.
Yeah.
Because abruptly my path changed last October, and I nearly quit, to be honest. But now I've got so many ideas, and Anne wants to see my things. I've taken 2 haunted antiques. The watch, and they have been there before. But,
I've not actually been to this antique centre yet. I've been invited a few times, but like I say, over my little girl now, she's 2-year-old. But I'm a hands-on dad. My wife's got a crazy job where I physically can't get that wage, so I've got the job of being the house daddy. You'll find me with the little one 9 to 5, and I've had to chill back a bit to spend my time with my little one. I mean, we was going to go for IVF. We shouldn't have had my little girl. And I've got a story to tell you about this. No one knew what we were going through, that we were planning to go for IVF and things like that. And I went working with Kat Carwood from Spirit Walkers. We went to Nottingham Town Hall, and we had these rooms where we locked away our equipment. Now, at the time, me and the wife, we were trying, and unfortunately nothing. I thought I was doing a John Wayne. Hey, it's not true. But we was working at Nottingham Town Hall, and I locked all my equipment in a room, and I followed the team. I think we was working. It could have been Barry John, a medium. Could have been.
I'll ask him later.
Yeah. If you could.
I will, because I chat to him most days.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, if you just mentioned, like I say, Spirit Walkers at Nottingham Town Hall. But the story, like I say, I locked all my equipment away in a room. It's a beautiful one. This. I went out. We filmed with the team. Came back about an hour and a half later, and for some reason, there was a baby's book, a lovely child's book, what was put on top of my equipment box.
Oh wow!
A couple of months later, I got the brilliant news. Obviously, we got the news that that the wife was expecting. Now,
that's
for me,
amazing.
It is amazing, because for me that was like spirit validating.
Yeah.
And like, don't give up, which no one wants to give up when you're trying to make babies at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it becomes hard, when you want something so much. And
it's the
that,
pressure,
for me,
isn't it? Yeah.
I'll never forget that. To go back in a locked room where they unlocked it in front of me. We walked in, and there's that child's book on top of my equipment, telling me that I was going to be blessed. So this is why I stepped back a lot. I had to step back quite a bit. And then when she got over 1, this is when the offer opened to the option, and the offers were coming in to go and work on this supposed TV series. And that's when we made this new team, and we started filming the TV series, which we are trying at this moment to get. I've been working for the last, oh my God, we're talking months now. I've been pitching this to TV companies. But at this moment in time, because of all the death, and because of the coronavirus, and because I'm not Zach Baggins with a massive budget behind me, none of them want to know. They don't want to know. But what we're offering them TV companies is real evidence. But they're just, I don't know. We're not them type of teams that'll run around screaming in the dark and with all the theatrics. We've been there and done that, many years ago. It takes quite a lot now to scare us. It really, really does. To the point of I'm talking dressing rooms, Mr. Stephen Griffiths. dressing rooms getting absolutely trashed, things thrown around in the dressing rooms. You go in, things are still moving, and then when you walk into place, there's no PA system turned on or plugged in, but yet you're hearing voices coming over the tannoy systems and things like that. That is real, that has happened to us. But we're not, we're not them type of people where it's like, right, the lights are off, scream, run around, Zozo's in the left corner, and there's another demon over there in the right. As a lot of people have said to me, I do believe in dark presences, but I believe that they're either interdimensional spirits, now spirits from not this plane, from other planes, or when you do get what we class as a demon, that they've been a nasty a nasty person. I'm from Manchester, I swear a lot. That they've been a nasty person while they've been on the physical plane. And they will actually try to do things in a way to play with your brain. And you say, oh, it's a demon. Well, no, it's John, the drug dealer from down the street, who was a nasty piece of work when there was actually on the physical plane. But I do believe as well, I've talked to people like, Foy from the Skulls Experiment and other people like this, where we've sat down like this, having interviews with them, and they've talked to us about interdimensional spirit working with alien spirits. Yes, little green men spirits. These communicate with each other. They have the power to do things that we don't do.
I've actually seen something, there's a show called Hellier.
Okay, yeah.
And the New Kirks have done that, and they're communicating with aliens.
Well, so, it's very rare. Honest to God, it's just so. I'll be blunt. A lot of the things you see that are posted, that they're just the profile fillers. It's like I'm not going to pick on the ufologists like they pick on us paranormal people, but a lot of their evidence which is coming out nowadays, I can simply put it down to low shutter speeds on cameras, using actual camera phones for their main evidence. Please do not use which it's weird me saying that, because that piece of evidence that we got, as I said, from Matlock Bath, was actually on a mobile phone. But if you do see this, you will clearly see it's not blurred. It's clear as a whistle. I don't know if you've seen this piece of evidence yet. I will try and make it available to you yourself, but it's not blurred. It's clear. It's amazing. But like I say, over in the UFO field at this moment in time, I seen a picture the other day of a young man's head like this, and he's got this swirl around his face where the shutter speed's not correct. Venus is behind him. Now, Venus is very bright. It's lighting up and making this thing that looks like an orb in the sky. And a lot of them are like, oh, look, you've got a picture of a UFO. It's not. It's just shutter speeds and uneducated people, who can't realise that a lot of these things are down to either the technology you're using, or that you've not actually sat back and looked at this and thought, well, do you know what? What else could this be? It's I'm on an investigation, so it's got to be that. No, look outside of the box. Look outside the box, and always try and debunk everything. So I'm not going to keep picking on the ufologists, but put your ideas up the way you were telling us to. So,
but it's like the orbs as well, isn't it? No, we know that.
God, no.
How many orbs are actually? Yeah, okay.
3.
Sabina, thanks for joining us. It's an actual paranormal chat show.
Who's that? What's that? Sorry.
Yes. It's
That's
just
like
somebody wondering what the show is about.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we're talking everything about the paranormal. This is
about
more
the paranormal
tonight, the spiritual side.
That's right.
Like I say, I've done some ufology work, but me predominantly, I am spirit. I'm spirit all the way through. So yeah, it's a chat about that. So if anyone's got any questions, or if you'd like to ask some questions, like I say, I feel like I'm just waffling away because it's great. My wife won't talk to me about this because of what's happened here, Jackie. It's scared her. It really has. For me, I thrive off it. I thrive off it. And I say to anyone to this day, if there's a haunting at your house and you want to show someone, I call out to anyone out there, you show me the evidence. If I can debunk it for you, I will do. But if I can't debunk it, I think it's real, I'll scream from the rooftops with you about this. Now, I've only been maybe 3 or 4 times taken up on this offer and actually seen what I really, really wanted to see and experience. A lot of the rest of the time has been either group hysteria or just, as I said, uneducated people who just get into the field for 5 minutes and they think that, oh, well, it's paranormal, you know.
Yeah. I just ask loads of questions all the time. And then
What you've got to do.
I can't debunk it. And then what is it, you know? And it's very rare I'd use the word paranormal for anything.
No experts in this field. There isn't. There might be people with more experience, more expertise, who are more time served, but there's no one who can sit there and say, it's definitely that. Everything is different all the time. You know, it's like I speak to some people and just simply a feather falling out the sky to them is paranormal. I'd be checking the wind and looking for the doves and the pigeons on my roof.
That's what I do.
And I'm not saying that things don't happen like that, which aren't spiritually related. I'm just simply saying, just always think outside the box, keep debunking. That's why these things, for me, another unit that I started making these units because we started using things like K2 meters. Taxis were passing by outside and setting them off. John was down, not John who I work with, that was just, let's say Roger, for example, was downstairs, turned his microwave on to heat up his brew, and the K2 went off. Yeah. So what I started thinking to myself was, hang on a minute, I need to find a way where I can get a device which isn't actually affected by microwaves and stupid things like that and 5G. And that's what set me off on the path for the SRS, for making the devices. I'd go out to actual investigations and develop these units whilst on an investigation, not just sat in a laboratory in the middle of a desert somewhere thinking, I'm going to cash in on the community. Let's make a device so I can simply just make a load of money. You know, it's more like the Mel meter that was designed by a person who was talking to his past child, you know, and I use these devices as a way of checking what mediums are telling me as well, because spirit come with energy. They come with energy. So if a medium's trying to tell me I've got such and such a person and all, you know, such things are going on, I use them devices to back up what a medium says to me. But I won't use them unless a medium does sometimes tell me as well that the spirit are in a certain place. When I've been sent out as an investigator, I have had to use devices there because, as I said, I'm not a spiritual. I'm not a medium. I never will be, and I never really want to be. But I do pick up on certain things. So then I'd use my devices, present my evidence then to the mediums, who would then go to the houses to do clearances and things like that. So that's how I use these devices. But I'd never just go, look, that's lighting up. It's got to be. No, I'd then take mediums, other people in, and we'd collaborate and use them all together like that. So, what are you laughing at? Is there some questions breaking out?
Yeah, I've got a fantastic question. I was going to ask a question from Phil Newton, but then one came in from somebody. Question: are they beer mats on your wall? So who's asked that question then?
Yeah, what's behind here? It's going about all different types of coffee and things like that. My wife, she loves coffee, absolutely loves it. So she thought she'd dressed it to be like a sort of coffee house behind type of thing. So it's going on about all different roasted coffees and things like that.
That's Stephen Griffiths for you.
Was that Stephen?
Yeah.
Typical.
And another of your friends, have you ever been so petrified at a location? And if so, where?
Petrified. Not so much that I was scared to go back in the house. I was shocked as to what I seen. Like what I explained to you about number 30 when I seen that black mass that time. That was it was crazy. It was so shocking because it wasn't in the form of us. It was in the form of like a mist. And there is actually a video of me outside where I look shook up. that's been one of the only times, really, after you've experienced things like that, the odd knock here, the odd tap there, tables collapsing, all that type
Yeah.
of thing, it just doesn't scare you. So no,
No,
and
it
that's why I
doesn't.
say if you know, if there is something that's hardcore that's going on, I would like to see it. I would like to be involved in it. You know, it's because it just doesn't, no, it doesn't faze me now. When I was a kid in the house and I was in there by myself and there was smashes and all sorts of stuff going on, when you're by yourself, I mean, when I explained to you about the crashes in the bedroom, in my granddad's room in the back, I took a baseball bat with me that night
Oh,
because I
wow.
thought someone had broke into the house. So it wasn't being scared of a spirit, it was being scared of humans in case they broke in the house and they was going through stuff. But that time at East Drive did make me, you know, step back and think, crikey. But I ran straight back in after there, and there was even more stuff that happened.
God bless you. I did see a dark shadow once on the stage at Matlock Path, and it got a face.
Yeah,
it had a
I've seen
great
that
big
myself.
shadow, and then a face came on the front, and it's wow. And yeah, I screamed.
Well, don't tell me on the stage on the right hand side, just near the back, near the stairs, by any chance?
Of course.
Yeah, exactly where I seen it. We was filming there that night when we
Yeah.
got that evidence.
We
And
called him
like
Fred,
I said,
but I don't think it's his name. But at
stagehand.
that time, we got Fred, and that was that. It's stuck with that name now.
Right, I asked Patricia because Patricia and Phil do a lot of work there, and they said something about the stagehand. It wasn't as clear as the one at East Drive, but I could definitely see him make it out. There was no facial figures, but he was stood there, and there was we got the historian on the case, and they found information about, and Patricia did some transfiguration and told us, you know, about spirits that was in there. But even Patricia and Phil have said that it's been seen a few times there, so I've seen it. Same here as what you've seen.
And earlier on the chat has invited you to Haunted Antiques in Hinckley, and there's a lot of dolls that your little girl can play with.
I hope Alison is listening to this. Have you heard this, Alison, about dolls again? I set a challenge for someone to go at 39 Degree Street and stay in the doll room. That's another place. I got sent there for a week, locked in with one of my mates, just me and him, into that place because no one believed what was going on in the house. So, as I say, I've got no reason to lie, and a lot of people respect me for that now in the field. So I was asked to go and spend a week there. Oh, there was things which did happen there. Now, you know, it's not like in the movies, tables flying around. But my mate, there was a rocking horse behind him, and this rocking horse started rocking. And when he turned around and he seen that rocking horse moving, and then he heard the footsteps outside of the door of the room that we were staying in, he was convinced, like I were. But they've made a doll room there now with supposedly haunted dolls in the place. So with you saying dolls, it's just reminding me there type of thing. But I believe they've got some nice stuff in the research centre. So
it's absolutely awesome. Yeah. Well, you've probably heard Phil's story there. Where I passed him this doll, and it turned out it's a voodoo doll, and something just shot up his arm. That's really funny.
Phil is always getting attacked by spirit, the poor bugger.
Hey?
He always is. He's always getting attacked by spirit. Honestly, I've got him on film. We was at the Odd Fellows in Swaddling Coat. Stephen will know what I'm talking about. So will Phil.
You mentioned it, actually. Stephen did mention that.
It jumps him. It literally does a few times while we're being filmed. He jumps, he screams. But I'll tell you what, my device is, there was making funny noises in places where they shouldn't be. So again, the mediums are picking up on things. The devices are picking up on things, and poor old Phil's getting jumped left, right, and centre. And that was a place where the room where we had all our equipment, it got trashed. He had to come out, and Stephen Griffiths. I've never. I mean, Stephen Griffiths' history.
Yeah.
He was a bit shocked when he came out of that room, and Stephen will vouch for me straight away. I went, right, come on, head first. This is what I'm like. You don't run. Myself, we don't run. We'll go head first into it. I'm gonna come unstuck one day, lass. I will, because I'll run head first into something that will. Do you know what I mean? It's could be an interdimensional thing or something, but I run forwards. I don't run backwards.
I run forwards.
You're in the wrong field. So
that's right. You know, you're doing this, you spend all this time researching, and something happens. What do you do? Okay,
well, you
I
stay,
might let
get the evidence.
I might let a scream go. I'll go and leg it. Yeah, towards it,
Oh, that's
not
moving.
away from
Get
it.
out. Run.
Towards.
But
But yeah,
unfortunately, people want them grand endings, don't they? Of things flying and people screaming and running out. And do you know what? On clearances, which are so real, you end the night in tears with the feeling of love. It's
yeah.
not, you don't scream. It's the feeling of
It's
love that comes
people's
over you.
lives you're messing with, isn't it? On the clearances, you know, it's the
Exactly.
day to day, and you know, you're going into their property, and it's something that's just driving them mad, and you're just trying to help them, really. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
We've got to the end of
So,
the show. It's gone that quickly. Yeah,
oh, I've not even started yet.
I know. But Mikey P's actually writing a book. He does equipment. Your page is Ultimate Haunted UK.
Yeah, the commercial page, as you would say, which does have some of the commercial posts, is Ultimate Hearted UK. A lot of the work goes on there. You can come over and find my other private page, Mike Postlethwaite, which is more of the hardcore stuff. So, but yeah, I'm writing a book, like 860 odd pages into that already, and I'm not even halfway through yet. I do the equipment. If you want to check us out, come and see us. If you don't, fair enough. That's
I'll
what I
actually
might
add
say.
a link. I will add a link at the end of this to your page anyway. Steve Griffiths at the Oddfellows shouted, "You're not welcome," as you were filming.
Yeah, I got an EVP. I was outside filming, just doing some B-roll, and it's quite a demonic sound. It is, but it's not a demon. It just sounds
No.
demonic. It's like, oh, welcome. And this is why I was outside filming outside the place. It followed me out. So, when you asked about the question earlier, do I draw them to me? Well, they're following me outdoors. What does that say?
Yeah, there you go then. Probably behind you now then, because they've been
I will
talking
laugh like this
interference for the
because
mic.
you've got to have a great energy. Spirits don't want this standoffish. You've got to be happy. And that's what I'm me. This is how I am on an investigation. I laugh,
Yeah,
cuss. This is how I am.
yeah.
So,
Thanks for joining us. I'm just going to say a couple of things. My next show in a fortnight is with Barry John. And then 2 weeks afterwards, I have MJ Dixon as a guest. So if you want to join us on a Monday night between 7 and 8, and we'll advertise on the page, obviously. Thanks for joining. If you like the show, please share. And thank you, Mikey P. Goodbye, everybody.
thank you to everyone for coming in. Keep it real.
Thank you.